Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Lelima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. Yep. Okay. I already shuffled. Let's see. Done. Okay. Okay. You're coming into this situation, and there's a very, very strong, like Leo and having a strong drive is not a rarity, granted, but you got two kings and the two of cups. You got king of water, king of cups, king of fire, king of wands, and the two of cups, which is usually love, a very intense love feeling. This could be one of those things where the situation you're a part of, you kind of feel like this is something you've always meant to be doing. You were meant to be doing something like this is like your purpose type feel. Like this feels like this is exactly where you're supposed to be. Definitely this could be a love situation, I'll give you that. Especially with you got so much intensity coming in here. But either way, it's definitely something you're extremely passionate about. You feel like this is exactly what you should be doing. A lot of conviction, a lot of heart. And the divine guidance on top of it, this really makes me feel like if this is for you, you feel like you're in the right space, you're where you're supposed to be, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is what where you're meant to be. And you're making an effect here because you're meant to. That's the energy coming in. Like this is like where you need to be. This is exactly where you need to be, and you know that. You feel very strongly that this is the right thing to do. A lot of passion, feeling perfect, in perfect unity and perfect balance about it. Whether it's an easy situation or not, that's a whole nother story, but you feel like you're supposed to be here. I don't know if that's coming across right. It's kind of like when sometimes a person has a child and they think, well, that's my whole purpose, to be a mom or to be a dad or to be a this or to be a that. Like, it's that type of feeling. Now, the situation you're coming into does demand a lot of courage. Not so much the courage to, like, face something, but the courage to not just do the easy version of it, the easy road. The courage to, like, even though it would be harder to put everything in line and organize it and make sure we hold off on this and wait for the right time for that type of courage. Like, to do it the right way, the way you know it should be done. Even though you know you should be there, you know this is your calling, I feel like it's kind of like that type of thing. The courage part is more about not facing it, but how you're facing it. Doing it the way you believe is the right way, not if it's not the easiest way. Okay. That's the courage. To hold yourself together, to not run ahead or do things out of order, to do things the right way, not the easiest way. And I feel like that makes sense to you, what that would be for this situation. Now, as you keep going forward, I'm getting this strength because it feels like that's what you're actually doing. It's not what's the easiest way to do it, it's the right way to do it. Holding back when necessary, doing this at that point. You know what I mean? Going straight up the mountain instead of going around the winding road. It might be easier to go around the winding road, but this situation calls for a little bit more. So I have to go straight up. It's harder, but it's what's necessary for this. You learn more going that way. Like, you're doing what you believe is the right thing to do, not the easiest way to do it. I feel that over and over and over again. Now, I do feel like you're tackling it that way. Got to do this the right way. Can't do it the easy way. Got to do it the right way. The right way benefits a lot more for everybody, including you. So you're going through this, you're hitting it hard, you're going right into it. And I feel like you're succeeding. The victory's here, and I feel like it's on your side because you're not accepting less than a victory. I really do feel like that's why this is succeeding. Not everybody could do this. For whatever that sounds like or whatever that means to you, stamina, drive, courage, whatever you got going on, some of you it's just flat out with talent. for handling whatever you're handling, and I get that. But the victory is here because you're demanding a victory. You won't settle for less. And if it looks like it's going to fail, you're like, well, we're going to have to change. Well, we're going to not fail, and that's how that is. And here we go. And this is how we're succeeding. You're going to succeed, and you're not accepting less than that. There is nothing but succeeding. I'm getting that you got a really strong drive, and this is another piece of doing it the right way, not the easy way. If you have to head straight at, if you have to run straight at a bull and butt them in the head, you're going to do that. You're like, I'm going to do this. I'm winning. I'm winning. We're going to get this done. It's very strong. It's very strong. Now the situation, though, just to be fair, there is a lot of value. There's a lot of, you got the Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot here to work with. So you're not just like making something out of nothing. Not that would stop you. If there was nothing there to work with, you'd find a way to make that happen too. That's the attitude I feel like is coming in right now. But the environment here is telling me there's a lot here. There's a lot for you to pull on. There's a lot of resources. You're definitely pulling all this together, going forward the way you need to. The environment seems to have, it's like, I feel like you're looking at a garden and like almost like a fully stocked kitchen. A fully stocked kitchen, I feel like, is the best way to put this. And whatever you want to make, it's in there. All the ingredients, anything you want, any tools you may need are at your disposal, is what I'm getting. This is another piece of your victory, and I also kind of feel like it's not just the fact that you're not accepting less than a victory. You're viewing the situation like it's all here. It just has to be put together. It will happen. There's no reason for this to not be a victory. I feel like that's a bigger piece here that maybe I'm neglecting that I want to definitely address. You're looking at it like, no, everything is here. There's no reason for this to not be a victory. And you're putting in that work. It's not just you. I feel like you're kind of leading the way is kind of how it feels. Even if you're a piece of this puzzle, you're pulling a lot of people along with you. Even if you're not the leader, the technical leader, I feel like you're still leading people. Because you're either by example or whatever you're doing, you still seem to be leading people. Now, you're working with others. You're demanding a victory. You're insisting there's more than enough here to make it happen. I believe you're completely correct with that. Granted, general read, but still, that's how the energy is flowing. And what I'm getting is, you are going forward to this victory. You are getting your victory. But I'm getting like your momentum, your drive, your ambition is not, it's not being matched. But you're not being negated, but your energy and your level of commitment is not being matched. Because I see the Page of Cups with the Seven of Wands. You're happy. You're not upset about the situation. But you're not like over the moon about what you're seeing as a support. You know that you're pulling this forward. You're the reason this is a victory. It's kind of how I'm coming through, seeing this come through. You're holding the line. You're demanding that it works out. You got the Seven of Wands, like you're holding and defending where this is going to go. You're holding a victory. You're demanding a victory. You're not letting things back down. But the Page of Cups is making me feel like a lot of this is due to your effort. Nobody else seems to be holding your level of interest. And I'm just like, are we sure? Like, if you have another Leo working with you or somebody of that type of nature, like if you have somebody you really see eye to eye with, they might be assisting you and might be holding the line with you. It's a rare case. I don't feel like most of you have that, but some of you might. But even then, I feel like you're just kind of like, it's still hard. It's still not easy, but you're holding that line. You're demanding that victory. You're getting that victory. The people around you seem to be having a good time and just enjoying the victory, while I feel like you're kind of still locking it in. But it's almost like coming to the end of a race. I'm getting the end of the situation here with the Death card. Whatever it is, you got the victory. Like you achieved the victory. The situation came to the end. You locked in that victory. That's why the situation came to an end. But now that this is done, when this comes to its end, I feel like you're very much looking at the people around you. And I feel like you like people. There's a lot of them that you do like, but I feel like most of them anyway, couldn't really keep up with what you wanted, or just didn't seem to support you to the level that you wanted. They were supportive, but not to the point that not as much as you'd like them to be. They didn't have as much ambition or gusto as you needed, and you had to make it up yourself. So when this goes out of this time, you have this death card, like this situation ends, you're getting ready to start another situation going forward. You're pulling this into the next level. And I see I'm going out of camera here. I don't know how that's working. Okay. So when you're looking to start your new situation, your next situation, you have the Magician card and you have the Grace. Even if you're not the leader of this situation, your opinion and how you view things has a great amount of pull, is what I'm getting. And as the next situation comes into focus, you're the one with the Magician. You're the Magician deciding what you want, who's going to help you, who do you want to try out instead, who do you want to move on from. And again, I feel you moving on from some people that you like, but you just don't feel like they have the gusto that you want. And that's why I'm seeing the Grace down here. Like, you have the Magician, but below you is the Grace. There are definitely people that you like that you do not want to pull into this next situation because they don't have the gusto or the amperage you need for this situation. So I feel like that's just something to realize on the way out, because I feel like if you're keeping this in your mind, whatever part of this puzzle you're in, whatever part of the situation, I should say, you're currently in, start making up your mind, who do you want to take forward to the next situation and who do you not. Because I feel like during the situation, you might be questioning, is this person really putting their all in, or are they not? You might be able to put out some little testing moments just to see, are they more engaged than I'm giving them credit for? Or are there some people that I think are more engaged that are not as engaged as I'd want them to be? Because I feel like you need to decide during the whole situation when it's actually happening, and be able to evaluate people when the situation is in production to decide, who do you want to pull forward next. I just feel like if during the situation you see this, you'll be able to have a clearer view of people, and just in case it's like you're perceiving somebody to not have the gusto, just like maybe taking a closer look at them while this is happening, just to be sure. All right, because you're definitely taking some people from this situation to the next, but not everybody. So it's just deciding who you want and why. Because I feel like during this, it feels like if you're looking at this in that light during this, you can start making your mental list. Who do I want to keep and who do I not want to keep? It'll just be easier than waiting till the end, until the next situation's ready to start, and then trying to remember who did what and why would you want to keep this one, why would you not want to keep that one. I feel like it'll just make the situation a lot easier for you when that finally comes around. If you already had this in your head, like I was going to keep some and get rid of some others. Anything else? I think we're done. All right, I hope that helps. I'll get this together with the rest of them. If you guys would like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.